There's so much. Ooh, and there's just exactly that. There's so much anger right now in the collective that is just boiling over. Some of it righteous, some of it self-righteous indignation, right? They're very different. And it's reaching that point of being able to say, wait a minute, discern from where that anger is coming from, and allow yourself to honor the anger that is telling you that you deserve better than how you have been treating yourself. You deserve better than what you have been allowing for yourself to allow for your experience. We, each and every one, are responsible for ourselves. And there, again, the anger that I feel right now, so much is so amplified in the collective when you see, and it's been, just building and building and building these past couple years. And it's just because these are all things that we have been programmed to repress, to ignore, to not address, to, I know for me, avoiding confrontation, right? I don't want to have that conversation. But it's realizing that the only way that we can truly take responsibility for the reality that we create, both for ourselves and within the collective as a whole, we have to be able to have these difficult conversations, and we have to be able to drop all of our pretenses, all of our facades, all of our, cognitive dissonance that disallows someone the freedom to view the experience from a detached perspective. And by that I mean, here is a tip that I recommend you for what is unfolding on the grand stage of this world, because it's going to get crazier. It is. Expect it. It is this. Recognize, number one, that we are all participating in a soul school. And it's akin to, we enroll, we come into this world, we forget that part, right? And then we become so attached to the physical reality that in turn has taught the majority to be, think, act, and behave in certain ways and believe in certain ways that are really at their root divisive. And this whole experience is to allow for our soul's growth and strength training in developing and cultivating the connection with each other and, of course, with ourselves and within ourselves, to transcend the illusions of this reality and actually, instead of being so in it, especially when it's in this space, and it's because anger is a lower vibration. It's definitely higher up than blame and shame and guilt and of course just depression. There's much more power in anger than any of that, than despair. And I know how it can have moments right now where we feel that despair. But this is about you being able to recognize for yourself that, I see in the collective the amplification of especially such things like this. But then when you come back, when you can take that step back and allow yourself to see that, wait a minute though, all of this is teaching me something. It's showing me something. What is it teaching me? What is it showing me? So when you look at what is transpiring on the grand stage of this world, and you've been taught to look at the character playing the role rather than detaching And this is why this is such a perfect image for us. Rising above and giving yourself a more of a bird's eye view so you don't see the characters. Instead, you see the role that the characters playing. So each character is playing a role right now. And when you can begin to allow yourself to see the roles being played rather than the characters playing the roles, then and only then will you truly begin to see the truth of this reality on a much greater scale. You will be able to then detach from the character perspective and start to look at the role being played, and in turn will allow you to see the reason for that role. The character is irrelevant in the play. It's the role that they're playing that matters in the play. See? Because regardless of the character, you could never have the whole picture of it, of who that is and what that character is truly about, the whole picture. But when you can take a step back and allow yourself to see a bigger picture, you then see the roles being played, and you can then start to connect the dots and see that this is also being fueled intentionally by certain roles that are being played by particular characters.